Glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings. This video today is the one that I had done the teaser for a few days ago, and it is called Jesus Christ's Words Are the Way unto the Father. This video is based on this passage from John 14:4 through 14:6, which I'm sure many of you are very familiar with. But I think that we need to study it a little bit because it's a very important passage. A little background. We know that in the book of Daniel, Daniel is taken up into the Spirit. We know that Daniel was taken up into the Spirit, and he's been shown the vision of the end of time, the end of days, 1844. And we know that as he's writing it down, the angel says to him, "Don't write this down. The book is closed until the time of the end." And then fast forward to the book of Revelation, we see the Lamb, capital L, meaning human sacrifice, the divine person, divine sacrifice, which is Baha'u'llah's predecessor, the Bab, B-A-B, the gate, who we talked about in a previous video, who was martyred. So he's a lamb. And we see the Lamb handing the book, the same book that was sealed up, to the Ancient of Days, who then opens it. And that signifies that that end of days has arrived, the year 1844, and that now the meaning of the words can be known. The book was sealed up symbolically, and now it's opened. And now today, anybody who reads the Baha'i writings will know what the meaning, true meanings, the symbolic meanings are. And that's what we're going to talk about. And in addition to this video, there is a particular book that is the fulfillment of those words being unsealed, and it is Baha'u'llah's book called the Kitab-i-Igan. And you see it there, which means the Book of Certitude. And this is a must-read for everybody. Okay, and then there's a gentleman whose name is William Sears, who wrote a book, who studied the Baha'i Faith. Before he became a Baha'i, he studied the scriptures to see if the Christian scriptures and the Jewish scriptures fulfill the Christian prophecies. And this is the book he wrote based on his investigation. And of course, he became a Baha'i because he believes that they are fulfilled. So these two books, the Book of Certitude by Baha'u'llah and The Thief in the Night, I highly recommend them to you to understand the symbolisms and the fulfillment of the Christian scriptures. And so, moving on to this material here, let's just start. Jesus says to the disciples, he's talking to the disciples, and he says, "And where I go, ye know, and the way ye know." Thomas said unto Jesus, "We know not where thou goest, and how can we know the way?" Christ answered and said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man cometh unto the Father but by me." Cometh unto the Father. He shows the way unto the Father, which is his word, his scriptures. His words is his way. So let's look for a little backup to that, a little bit of where does that, what I just said, is that said somewhere else in the scriptures? And yes, of course it is. So the way is guidance to live a righteous life and come to the Lord. And we see this in Proverbs. Proverbs says, "For the Lord giveth out wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He keepeth the path of judgment. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity and every good path." Every good path. Way, path. that thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the paths of righteousness. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to thine own understanding. For in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. So Jesus, what he said, and in Proverbs are saying the exact same thing. And then there's a little more emphasis about what is the way in the book of Isaiah, where it emphasizes that the righteous way starts crooked. The way, the path is crooked, but then it's made straight. And he also hints at what it leads to, which of course leads unto the Father. And 43, chapter 40, verse 3, the voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. And the crooked ways, which are the crooked teachings, shall be made straight. Means you'll understand them. And the rough places plain. Rough places means injustice. Made plain is remedied. Injustice will be remedied. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed unto the Father. The glory of the Lord. This is the hint. The glory of the Lord shall be revealed. Then we go to Revelation chapter 3, verse 12. Him that overcometh what? The wrong teachings, the injustice, which was just spoken of. If you overcome that, I will make you a pillar, Jesus says, in the temple of my God, and you shall go no more out, meaning you will never leave his new faith. And he will write upon you, if you overcome, the name of his God, and the name of the city of his God. We're going to get back to that. Which is the new Jerusalem, the new city of God, the new revelation, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. In a previous video, we learned that heaven signifies the heaven of the revelation of that religion, which the stars fall from, right? And I will write on him, Jesus says, I will write on him my new name. Jesus says he's going to have a new name in that day. Jesus says this in Revelation. And going back one chapter in Revelation 2, verse 17, he that has an ear, let him hear. The famous passage, those that have eyes to see, ears to hear, and heart to understand. He that has an ear to hear, let him hear what the Spirit, Jesus saith unto the churches. To him that overcomes, I will give to eat of the hidden manna, the spiritual food, and I will give him a white stone, a pure heart. A white stone. Stone signifies the heart. A pure heart. White signifies purity. And in the stone, a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receives it. So Jesus says he will have a new name when he returns, and how to receive it. This is Christian Jewish scriptures. Continuing on, Jesus takes us farther down the pathway, telling us what his new name will be. And there's many passages for this, and I had to keep it really, really short. So I put the references for some other ones in here, but we'll just go over one or two. That's it, but you can read the rest. So Revelation 21, and in the city, that was the city we referenced back here, the new city, the new Jerusalem, the new revelation, his new religion. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it, for the glory of God, there's the glory of God again, glory of the Lord, glory of the God, did lighten it. And the Lamb, who is the Bob, the capital L for Lamb, capital L, Lamb, the sacrifice, is the light thereof. And of course I said in the previous video, Baha'u'llah and the Bob are the twin manifestations, and they light or give the guidance for the new Jerusalem, the new religion. Matthew 25, When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, God's glory, he shall come in God's glory, the glory of God. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, God's glory. In his new Jerusalem, Jesus will be called the glory of God. And then in other Matthew, Mark, and Matt, there's more verses that say the exact same thing. And then the last one here, Matthew 24, immediately after the tribulation of those days, again, shall the sun be darkened, the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. The powers of earth shall be shaken, and then shall the Son of Man, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And they shall see the Son of Man, Jesus, coming in the clouds of heaven, the new revelation, with power and great glory, God's glory, the glory of God the Father. And he shall send his angels, and they shall gather together the elect. Who are the elect? Elect is another word for the chosen. Who are the chosen ones? The Jews. He shall gather the chosen ones, the Jews, from the four winds. The Jews were scattered. In 1844, they all returned to the Holy Land and established Israel again. And there's more references to this in Mark and Luke. And continuing then, so a quick summary of what we just reviewed from the Jewish and Christian scriptures. And again, the book is opened, and this is revealing the symbolisms and the meanings of the book. It's where I get all this from. So Jesus told us what his new name will be. He said he's going to have a new name, and he tells us what it is. His new name is the glory of God, or the glory of the Father. No, I am the way, the truth, the life, and no one cometh unto the Father but through me. The Arabic word for the glory of God, or glory of the Father, is Baha'u'llah. Baha'u'llah wrote the Book of Certitude. The new city is the returned Jesus' new revelation, the new heaven. Which remember, the new city came down from the heaven. New religion. So Baha'u'llah, or Jesus' new religion, started in 1844 in Persia. Now this might be in the Arabic part, but this is prophesied in Daniel, Revelation, and Micah. This 1844 and Persia part. This is prophesied. So you need to read these. And Baha'u'llah's, or Jesus' new religion, is called the Baha'i Faith. Baha, glory, follower of Christ returned. So that's the summary. And now just a few passages from the Baha'i writings, just to emphasize the fulfillment of the Christian and Jewish scriptures. Beginning in the mid-1800s, Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i Faith, proclaimed in clear and unmistakable language to the kings and rulers of the world, to its religious leaders, and to mankind in general, that the long-promised age of world peace and brotherhood had at last dawned. It has dawned. And that he himself was the bearer of the new message and power from God, which would transform the prevailing system of antagonism and enmity between men and create the spirit and form of the desired world order, the promised kingdom of God on earth. And Baha'u'llah himself wrote, O followers of the Son, meaning Jesus, S-O-N, followers of Jesus, cleanse your eyes, the day whereon you can behold the promised one and attain unto him hath drawn nigh, has come near. O followers of the gospel, prepare the way. The day of the advent of the glorious Lord is at hand. make ready to enter the kingdom. We sent forth him who was named John to baptize you with water, that your bodies might be cleansed for the appearance of the Messiah. He, in turn, purified you with the fire of love and the water of the Spirit, in anticipation of these days, whereon the All-Merciful hath purposed to cleanse you with the water of life at the hands of his loving providence. This is the Father, meaning himself. This is the Father, foretold by Isaiah 9:6-7, and the Comforter, concerning whom the Spirit, who is Jesus, had covenanted with you. John 16. Open your eyes, O concourse of bishops, that ye may behold your Lord, seated upon the throne of might and glory. This is very brief, but it makes the point. The promised day occurred in 1844, according to the Jewish and Christian scriptures. There's only one faith that came in 1844 and proclaims to fulfill these scriptures and has volumes and volumes of history and writings to document all that. And so I say very lovingly that you have now received it. That which Jesus promised, you have now received it. You are very welcome, and I pour out all my love to you. Glad tidings, glad tidings, glad tidings. Ya Baha'u'llah Pa, Ya Aliyo Allah.